You are sitting in traffic. Your heart is pounding. Your palms are sweating on the steering wheel. A car cuts you off and your jaw clenches tight. But the real answer to why your body is reacting this way is far stranger than you think. You are not actually stressed about the traffic. Your brain thinks you are about to be eaten by a lion. Your brain is a masterpiece of biological engineering. It is the most complex structure in the known universe. But it is also completely outdated. You are walking around with a Stone Age brain in a modern world. Why does this matter? Because the very hardware keeping you alive right now was not built for this century. It was built for a world of immediate threats, physical danger, and constant scarcity. You are running 21st century software on 50,000-year-old hardware. Have you ever felt completely exhausted for no reason? You check your phone. A notification appears. It is a message from your boss marked as urgent. Your stomach drops. Your chest tightens. What just happened inside your head? Your brain initiated a survival cascade. A tiny almond-shaped cluster of neurons deep inside your temporal lobe called the amygdala detected a threat. This is your ancient alarm system. Neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux spent decades mapping this exact pathway in the brain. He found that sensory information bypasses your rational thoughts. It shoots straight to the amygdala. Your body floods with adrenaline and cortisol before you even finish reading the text. Your heart rate spikes. Your breathing becomes shallow. Is this a useful reaction to an email? In the Stone Age, absolutely. If a predator jumped out of the bushes, you needed that adrenaline instantly. You needed to fight or run for your life. But an angry email is not a predator. You cannot punch an email. You cannot run away from it. Your body is preparing for a life or death sprint while you are sitting perfectly still at a desk. This is what evolutionary biologists call an evolutionary mismatch. It happens when the environment changes too fast for natural selection to keep up. Daniel Lieberman, a biological anthropologist at Harvard, has written extensively about this concept. He points out that human bodies and brains evolved for specific ancient conditions. We evolved to walk miles every day. We evolved to digest fibrous plants and occasional lean meats. We evolved to live in small, tight-knit tribes of maybe 50 to 150 people. Do you see the problem? Today, you sit in chairs for 8 hours. You consume highly processed sugars. You interact with thousands of people daily through glowing screens. Your brain does not understand any of this. It is desperately trying to apply ancient rules to a radically new environment. Think about your diet. Why do you crave sugar? Why does a donut feel like a reward while a bowl of broccoli feels like a punishment? Your ancestors roamed the savannah for thousands of years. Calories were hard to find. Sweet things meant safe, dense energy. Ripe fruit was a jackpot. If an ancient human found a honeycomb, they ate every drop. They did not care about cavities. They cared about surviving the next winter. Your brain still operates under that exact assumption. When you eat sugar, your brain releases a massive surge of dopamine. It is telling you that you found a rare, life-saving resource. But sugar is no longer rare. It is cheap and everywhere. You are not weak-willed. Your brain is just following a survival script that is thousands of years out of date. What else does this ancient script control? It controls your social life. Humans are deeply social animals. For ancient humans, isolation meant death. If you were kicked out of the tribe, you starved or froze. You needed the group to hunt, to gather, to stay warm. Your brain evolved a hypersensitivity to social rejection. Neuroscientists have put people in MRI machines and simulated social rejection. They found that social rejection activates the exact same neural pathways as physical pain. When someone ignores your text message, your brain processes it as a literal wound. When a stranger criticizes you online, your brain feels it like a punch to the gut. But your ancient brain cannot comprehend the internet. It thinks you live in a small village. It thinks the 50 people you interacted with today are the only people who exist. It cannot handle the scale of modern social comparison. You are comparing your quiet, messy life to the curated highlights of 8 billion other humans. Is it any wonder you feel anxious? Your brain was not built to process the opinions of millions. It was built to care about the opinions of maybe 50. This mismatch explains the explosion of modern anxiety. You are experiencing social threats at a volume your hardware was never designed to process. How does this affect your sleep? You lie in bed. The room is dark. You stare at the ceiling. Your thoughts are racing. You cannot turn your brain off. You are replaying a conversation from 3 years ago. You are worrying about a meeting tomorrow. Why won't your mind just let you rest? Because to your ancient brain, a pitch meeting is a predator in the tall grass. Your brain does not know the difference between a modern stressor and a physical threat. It just knows there is danger. So it keeps you alert. It keeps your muscles tense. It keeps you ready to spring into action. This constant state of low-grade panic is destroying your nervous system. Biologist Robert Sapolsky spent years studying stress in primates. He noted that zebras only experience stress when they are actually being chased by lions. Once the chase is over, their stress drops immediately. They go back to eating grass. Humans are not like zebras. Humans invent lions. We manufacture stress in our minds weeks before an event even happens. We hold onto it long after the event has passed. We worry about things that will never happen. Your advanced prefrontal cortex allows you to imagine the future. But your ancient amygdala cannot tell the difference between an imagined threat and a real one. When you imagine failing a presentation, your body releases stress hormones as if you actually failed. You are living the trauma twice. You are aging your body with thoughts alone. Can you override this ancient programming? Yes. But it requires understanding how the hardware works. You cannot simply tell your brain to stop being stressed. The amygdala does not listen to logic. It only listens to physical cues. This is why breathing works. When you are stressed, your breathing becomes fast and shallow. This signals to your brain that you are running from a bear. But if you force your breathing to become slow and deep, you send a different signal. You activate the vagus nerve. You tell your heart to slow down. You tell the amygdala that the bear is gone. You are manually overriding your ancient hardware. You are using your modern mind to hack your Stone Age brain. It is not easy. It takes practice. But it is the only way to survive the modern world without burning out. You have to consciously build a barrier between the modern world and your ancient brain. You have to recognize that the panic you feel in traffic is not about traffic. It is just an echo of a survival mechanism. It is a ghost of your ancestors trying to keep you alive. The next time you feel overwhelmed, remember this. Your brain is not broken. It is just lost in time. It is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It is just doing it in a world it was never designed for. You are sitting in traffic. Your heart is pounding. Your palms are sweating. But the real answer to why your body is reacting this way is far stranger than you think. You aren't stuck in traffic. You are running from a lion.